It is late at night. A person sits alone in a dimly lit, cold room. The space is unremarkable, defined only by the faint, rhythmic ticking of a clock and the absence of outside noise. In this enclosed environment, the glow of a smartphone serves as the only bridge between the physical room and the world outside. It is a digital tether that provides the only sense of connection. Mundane, repetitive scrolling creates a predictable rhythm. The brain settles into a state of absolute security, fully absorbed in the digital feed. This baseline of isolation is a prerequisite for a psychological break. A mind is most vulnerable only after it has been lulled into a state of total, unquestioning complacency. The loop breaks with a single notification. A message arrives from an unknown number, cutting through the familiar scrolling. The message is a direct command. Don't look behind you. The brain immediately reaches for a logical defense. It classifies the message as a harmless prank, a necessary rationalization to keep the established reality of the room intact. Despite the dismissal, a subtle cognitive dissonance remains. The mind has registered a threat it cannot fully explain, planting a quiet seed of doubt. The brain actively filters external anomalies to protect its own sense of safety. By editing out the possibility of a real threat, the mind effectively blinds itself to preserve its internal narrative. Time passes. Nothing changes in the physical space. The door remains closed and the room stays silent. Yet the environment feels static and unyielding. A pervasive sense of wrongness begins to build. This escalation is entirely internal, compounding independent of any visual evidence. Driven by the need to verify reality, the protagonist compulsively checks the phone again, seeking grounding from the only trusted source available. Subjective reality relies on the continuous, uninterrupted flow of short-term memory. When that flow is interrupted, the individual's entire understanding of the present moment collapses. The digital anchor has shifted. The screen now displays a different message. You already did. The contradiction causes immediate physical paralysis. The body reacts to information that the mind cannot reconcile with its own timeline. The cognitive rupture causes a terrifying split in perception. The perceived memory insists they are sitting still, while the new message dictates that an action has already occurred, leaving a void. The mind searches for the physical sensation of turning around, a muscle contraction, a shift in vision, but finds nothing. The memory is absent. The room feels suddenly hostile. As the mental void widens, the physiological response, heavier breathing, a racing pulse, makes the room alien. Every physical barrier is useless when the threat originates from within. The realization that the mind has erased its own history creates a vulnerability that no locked door can solve. Isolation deepens as sensory recall is abandoned. If the mind can forget a physical event as it happens, memory is no longer a reliable witness. A final message appears, severing the last connection to internal certainty. Don't trust your memory. Without a stable record of the past, objective truth vanishes. The individual is left in a state of permanent paranoia, where every thought is suspect. Yielding to the manipulation, the person begins to turn. The movement is agonizingly slow, a final surrender to the digital directive. The perspective stays locked on the person's face. We are denied a view of the space behind them, trapped within their specific, widening terror. If the screen is accurate, the brain has edited out a physical event in real time. If the screen has changed, the digital record is actively manufacturing a false past. Without an outside observer to confirm the facts, the room remains a vacuum of uncertainty. The individual is left alone in the dark, unable to distinguish between a glitch in the world and a glitch in themselves.